As usual, the shirt has been soaked in soda ash for at least 20 minutes and then placed in the washing machine to spin to a lightly damp state. So since this is an ice dye, or partially ice dye, I'm going to go ahead and flip this inside out. Or maybe not an ice dye. I'm still undecided on that, so sorry about that, but it'll be listed in the description and discussed as I'm doing it. I'm going to mark the center. Okay, so I marked the center of the shirt and I went forward past that, and then I realized I don't need to do this as a symmetrical, so let's try this again. Alright, just ignore those markings for the center of the shirt. I'm going to go ahead and take this side, make a mark pretty much wherever I want. I'm going to do the bottom part of the sleeve, and then come to this side. And let's go ahead and go all the way to the corner. Now, I don't think I have one that goes that far. It's not at hand. So let's kind of eyeball it. If it's not quite to the corner, it's fine. Alright, so that's where I'm doing for the center line, or not the center line, to mark where the accordion fold line goes. I'll go ahead and do my accordion off of that. Okay, so I've got that. Let's see if I can touch that up as I go, and same for that side, but at least the center part for now. Alright, so grab some sinew. Tie that up and pull this out. Okay, get that worked out. Need to mark this off. I'm going to go at 2-inch intervals. And we'll let that trail. pull that. And then each time this gets to get touched back up. These surfaces need to stay vertical as much as possible, which gets more difficult the thinner it gets. It likes to fold over when you're doing these ties. So try to touch that up. As much as you can. Okay, so that's there. Go ahead and cut that. That one's a little loose, so I'll pull that through just to make sure it doesn't fall apart. Alright, so this side I'm going to try to keep it pretty consistent. For a little bit. I don't know. Let's see how far. People have commented in the past that I'm consistently inconsistent or inconsistently consistent, or yeah. And it's the way I work. Alright, let's pull this. I'm going, it's about 8 inches or so. 6 to 8 inches. So I'm going to loosely band it at that point. And about there, so. Well, let's redo that. That fell apart faster than I thought. There's one that's hiding. Pull that back up. Basically wherever it goes to where you can, as far as it goes to where you can get it tied in there. And you're not looking for tight, so certainly not sinew tight. So pull that through just so that it stays roughly together, and kind of touch these up so that they are vertical. Okay, so we have the collar of the shirt and everything. I'll go ahead and pull that out at that point. And I'm going to scrunch this up. And I'm going to try to do this one tighter than I normally do on a scrunch. That didn't work. Let's try that again. I do want to keep it flat, so there's a little bit of how tight can you make it before it becomes an issue going on. Let's see if we can't do this. Okay, that's pretty tight. Alright, so I don't want this falling apart too much, so I am going to band this again loosely. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, now that everything's banded, I go back to the sinew, and I am going to come here and go diagonal, if at all possible. And I prefer to work this direction. I'll get that started. Come up, do a couple of loops, try to get that to stay right there, and pull this tight, and you kind of hope it plays nice. Okay. And I will come here. And go the other direction. See if I can't pull that. And it's separated too much. Let's try to redo that. I think that's going to easily slip there, so I'm going to cheat a little and loop that around. And see if I can't get it started this way. Nope. Alright, let's change the design a little. Let's come this way. Up here. Loop that far enough under. Okay. And we'll just keep doing that. Isn't what I intended to do. But sometimes you have to make changes during this to get something to work. Alright, pull that. and it's going to become much more difficult as it goes further down. So I doubt I'm going to go all the way. Let's see what happens. I think it just separated it in the center, but we'll go with that. Try this again. One more here. There is no way that's going to work. There's just too little material right there. See if I can get it started with a single. And we'll just come back over that once. Alright, we'll go with that. Okay, so that's what we currently have. And I'm actually looking to see how difficult it'll be to wrap this up in the cardboard. It should work. Okay, we'll go with that and off to dye. Okay, so the colors for this will be Chinese red, fire red, deep orange, orange crush, lemon yellow, bitter black, chartreuse, bright green, avocado, new emerald green, forest green. I don't have a label on this one. Cayman Isle green, turquoise, however you pronounce that, brilliant blue, and cobalt blue. Okay, I'll let this sit until it melts through, and then we'll do the back side. Alright, so it's melted through and it's been sitting for a while actually. So I don't have a tray the right size for this. So I'm just using some foil. Because I'm just going to pour black dye in for the back side. So I think that'll work the best on this. Let's get that tucked in. Okay. So I'll pour it in over here on the side. I'm actually going to try. Let's see if I can do this. I already started without gloves, so it's kind of pointless at this point to worry about it. If I leave the cardboard in, it'll bleed together more than if I take it out. So let's see if I can get this off. There we go. Okay. So I'll separate this out a little. And then I'll pour the black in. And it's just the regular 1-to-1 ratio for the better black. That's going to absorb quite a bit within the first couple of minutes, to the point that it might actually run or go completely out. So I'm going to try and form this up a little. Okay, so I'll let that sit, probably at least 12 hours and heat again, and then we'll do the washout. It's been 18 to 24 hours, so we'll do the washout. Okay, let's take a look. So I'll go throw this in the washing machine and then we'll see the final.